Hey guys, Mary here on GameSpot.com, showing games done quick, where we're having a bunch of speedrunners run games fast for your viewing pleasure. And I'm happy to be alongside fellow GameSpotter and resident Castlevania fan, Peter Brown.
What up?
As long as speedrunners, we have two here. We have Romscout. You're just here to enjoy the ride.
Yep.
And studio as well, and you're just hanging out as well. But actually, so Romscout, you're gonna be running Symphony of the Night in 20 minutes. That's the plan, right?
If I'm really bad, it will take 20 minutes. Yeah.
All right. What's your golden time here?
Well, I mean, being it under 18 would be nice.
All right.
The record I have right now is 16 minutes and 59 seconds, but I don't think I'll be doing any strategies that can get me to that point.
Let's not assume anything negative.
Okay.
Everything's gonna go really well. So let's set up. We'll get right into the game right now. We'll start the timer when you say go. Give us a little bit of a countdown if you can.
Sure.
What's your name?
I don't know. What is it?
Peter loves when they make you say what your name is before you say.
Do the axe armor run.
You want an axe armor file? We can do an axe armor file. I might even make use of it for you to show you a cute trick.
Jeez. So, I gotta ask, why the 360 version of this game? Just because it works better with HD?
It loads much faster than
okay.
any PlayStation version.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I will actually do a trick with an axe armor just for you. I never do this in any runs.
All right.
Yes.
We're breaking new ground. This can be a new axe armor category.
All right, so 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, so the intro is kind of important because the amount of time you take to beat Dracula actually determines your stats, and whether you get hit by him or not also affects your stats. So you need to beat him in under a minute without getting hit for max stats, basically. And then how many hearts I'm grabbing actually matters too, because if I get over 40 hearts, I get to keep an item called the Neutron Bomb, which is going to let me do a skip. And then if I finish with 0 hearts, I get the heart refresh, which is used for additional glitches. So in total, like, all this stuff put together ends up putting me with both of those items. So pretty important.
It's also a cool photo. Like,
It's
that's
also
the
a cool
advantage.
photo. Yeah. Best photo finish you can have.
This is on New Game Plus. You can skip all the cutscenes too.
Right, yeah. So anytime you speedrun this game, you pretty much need to have a clear file. Anytime you beat the game and have a save, it indicates that you have that, so you can skip cutscenes on your next playthrough. Okay, so this is me.
You have both hands on the buttons on the right side of your controller right now.
Yeah.
I wish we could see this.
So what I'm doing right now is this thing called shield dashing. I'm trying to get a zombie to spawn also. Okay. This thing called shield dashing. So normally if you just backdash, it's kind of fast, but it has a slowdown at the end. So if you kind of like mash both the shield and the dash button alternating, then you just cancel out that slowdown. Just go fast as acceleration the entire time.
Me and Eric Tay were looking up other ways to hold controllers. The claw maneuver, where you kind of have the top 2 of your fingers on the buttons as opposed to your thumb. That way you can use the right joystick while you're using the buttons at the same time. It's good for like fighting games. But this is like another level where you just have both hands on the buttons at the same time.
So that's kind of a big skip right there. Death normally steals all your equipment and you're left like with nothing. But what I actually did was the Neutron Bomb let me get a level up from the puppy that was like slightly off screen, and timing the level up at the point where you start to go into a screen scroll, like the pixel where a screen scroll starts horizontally, it kind of messes up the loading for the position of the next room, and it doesn't really put you in the right spot. It just basically skips the room. It puts me on the right side of the next screen instead of the left. So I just skipped the cutscene that way and keep all the stuff. So
I think a run I saw you do online earlier today, you did it without any weapons in the start? You were just punching? for a long time?
Yeah, I
and you
mean-
didn't employ that?
I think the
Sure.
only, well, I mean, it was either an old run you saw, or I was doing a glitchless category, because there's a category you can do.
I see,
There's
yeah.
several categories in this game, just like Bastion you saw earlier.
Yeah.
He was talking about all the categories you can do.
Right. Non-glitch runs have a whole different time ending.
Right.
Right.
But even without glitches, this game can be beaten in under 35 minutes. So it's not terribly long if you know what you're doing and can shield dash well.
Yeah.
I know, like, there's some crazy categories for Soten, like maxing out your map percentage,
Right.
which it goes past the normal 200 when you start
Yeah,
incorporating
you can
glitches.
get
like 203.1.
about 500% map or something.
Oh,
so-
what? Really?
Yeah, it's nuts. Because it actually counts like out of bounds map as an extra
okay.
percentage.
Oh, like when you use that bat trick, the wolf
Yeah,
to the bat.
you'll see
yeah.
some out of bounds tricks later. That let you do stuff.
Peter, what's your current run time?
Are you kidding me? Hours. I'm a slow runner.
How long does it take an average playthrough of the game?
My first playthrough is somewhere between 8 and 10 hours. I've definitely seen people take longer than that. It's a very atmospheric game, and
enjoy it.
you're just encouraged to explore quite a bit. So, yeah, I mean, you just explore, you get lost, you have fun.
It depends on, like, certain enemies drop different items too, so you find yourself like refreshing the screen to go back to try to get
Right,
that
yeah.
one sword.
Is there any point in the game where you are at a little bit at odds with the randomness of it and that can harm your run?
This run really doesn't have much luck. If there is luck in it, it's very subtle things that don't make much of a difference. Like those flea man enemies that jumped around earlier, like they can get in my way and mess things up. But other than that, yeah, not really. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. There's one big point. There's a skip where I have to jump off of books, and that makes a big difference. But
Now, the gimmicky categories do get pretty crazy with the
Oh,
RNG
yeah.
and luck.
yeah, there's categories you can beat the game with only one relic, like the wolf relic, and you need a drop to make that work. So that's a lot of luck. Yeah, so the way I'm killing enemies is also a time saver, believe it or not. This game has a weird experience system where it scales you up for more experience the lower level you are compared to other enemies. So it ends up working out so that if you kill a certain sequence of enemies, you can actually save 2 or 3 level up animations over the course of the run compared to doing a slightly different route. So in total that saves like 7 seconds or so.
Well, it's all about the seconds, especially on a run.
I forgot to do the thing, oh well.
What did you forget to do?
The axe armor trick. So I forgot to do it because you actually never do it in a run, it's slower. But you can turn into the axe armor there and then kill Doppelganger like as he falls out of the
trick for
thing.
Peter.
Oops.
It's alright.
Oh well, I'll try and do other tricks. This game has a lot of fun stuff.
Yeah, I've still yet to play through this on the Saturn. Has anyone ever tried speedrunning that version?
Oh,
like as
yeah.
Maria?
Oh yeah.
That one's laggy.
So there's
Yeah.
actually a character on that's exclusive, Maria.
Yeah.
And people actually do speedrun her a little bit. But other than that, yeah, it's mostly just like you can show how glitchy and slow and broken that version is if you play it.
Yeah, that one's really strange.
Well, like every time there's an explosion, the game just comes to a halt pretty much as it processes every explosion and just lags out horribly.
It takes, every time you choose to pause the game for any reason, you're wasting 10 seconds in loading between going in and out. And what else is wrong with that version? Like,
Transparencies are weird, but that doesn't
Transparencies are
impact
weird.
you guys, obviously.
there's a weird thing, like, if every screen transition you go through in that game, it puts you under the floor for like 1 frame, just because it can't process how you are supposed to go normally, I guess. But yeah, other than that, it's all normal. Nothing wrong with this game.
Yeah, no, it's a stable game, very hard to glitch out, very few bugs.
Actually, I mean, in a casual sense, that's pretty much true. I don't remember running into anything like huge when I was playing it the first time.
And then you hear speedrunners talk about it in Glitch Finder.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I pressed 2 buttons, I was in a wall, and I died instantly, but it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty similar to like Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time in that like I don't think anyone playing that their first time is really gonna run into anything suspicious, unless they're already like in a glitch hunting or speedrunning mindset, and then everyone else just like can find a million things to do with the game. So that clock closes and opens every minute, so getting there in under 9 minutes is required for it to be open and not really lose time. Oops. Being good here is also required to not lose time, but I decided not to go with that strat. So the thing that let me get up here was that anytime you transform into something when you're in the air, if you go back out, you can actually dive kick straight down. Normally you need double jump to get up here, but you can just like dive kick off the candle out of a wolf instead. So that's I stopped to kill a guy because of the experience route I was talking about that saved 7 seconds over the course of the run. And I kind of threw out a shield when I landed there because that cancels the landing animation and lets me shield dash again faster.
You're talking about saving off just
yeah,
fractions of a second.
These are like 2 or 3 frames sometimes that I'm trying to save each time I do stuff like that.
So it's one of those ridiculously optimized games that actually people keep finding skips and just small breaks for it, except it's seconds at a time instead of, we skipped 4 minutes or we skipped an entire level.
I mean, stuff's always still being found for this game, and I think the run's dropped another 15 or 16 seconds in the last 3 months or so, which is still quite a bit for a game like this. Okay, we'll try it once without potion, but if I get bad luck, it won't work. And it worked.
Nice.
Okay. So yeah, there's definitely luck with that book going in the right position,
But
so
it was
I can
in your
actually
favor.
dive kick off it. Yeah.
This is your run.
So I got the fairy card so I can do another really complex glitch here. So I'll let her do her thing, then explain it after I go in. Or I'll just miss because I'm bad at menuing.
Your word.
So her voice let me pause during the cutscene there, which normally you shouldn't be able to do.
I'm interested.
And so I just sold the garnet with 0 garnets being read in the menu, and then like 1 was on the screen. So I just subtracted 1 from 0, and now I have 255 of them. Because it just underflows it, so.
I feel like I've seen a similar glitch in Bloodborne.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same as that, yeah.
Interested in this.
Definitely a connection there. And now you have unlimited cash, and you can buy all the fun stuff.
Well, that's shady.
Is that similar to the duplication trick in Final Fantasy Tactics?
I'm actually not that familiar with Final Fantasy Tactics for us to be able to comment on that, I'm sorry.
That's all good.
But,
There's a very similar kind of a
yeah,
glitch.
probably. It's in a lot of games, honestly. A lot of games make use of overflow or underflow to get things to max basically as quickly as you can.
And especially older games are going to be capped out to 255 because of their systems and their bit
Right.
limit. What's great with this dashing is you can do it with anything, including, the food card, which involves like food splattering all over the place, which you have to do for certain categories to pick up a mushroom, I believe.
That would be in this category. It's just incredibly luck-based. Anyway, I'll give a couple of tries at this trick. You have to start on the perfect pixel and then do a frame-perfect jump and a frame-perfect transform, and it only saves like 10 seconds, but it's not something I'd normally go through if I was doing a no reset run, but why not?
Live a little.
Yeah. Okay, one more try, then we're library carding. Oh well. Worth the extra 9 hours I just wasted there.
You gotta take risks.
Yep. If it was a race, though, I probably wouldn't
Reset?
have done that. I would have reset during
Start it
a
again.
race. But yeah, no, I did a race of this last Awesome Games Done Quick, and I definitely didn't go for that. Because it would have been too risky to attempt. Although I did in the race before that. Yeah, I did, so I don't know.
This elevator has like its own batch of fun glitches.
Oh yeah.
This time it's completely used normally though, which is unfortunate.
I think I have a save file I could show it on, but So the bat took such a long time to get, but it's by far the fastest form of movement because of this move. It's called the wing smash. You have to hold jump and then do a 3/4 circle starting with up, and you have to release jump after that, and then just chain that in a 20 or so frame window over and over again to keep it going. It wastes MP every time, so you can't actually just do it infinitely, but pretty close to infinitely.
If you touch anything or if you hit anything, it ends though?
Yeah, or if I just miss the input, because normally you're only supposed to do one of these moves.
Like the input required for this game ends up being like fighting games extraordinaire, because you're doing so many quarter circles and having to control yourself while flying through the air. Like it's actually amazing. The other character Richter in this version, it's like dragon punches almost non-stop, I believe.
Yeah, they never really tell you what those moves are, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I think you buy like a spell or something,
I've
and
done that
it gives you instructions.
Yeah.
Oops. Huh, that didn't set up correctly.
What's the deal? I remember there being a thing where when you're going through as Richter in the intro, if you don't get the items up there, something special happens when you come back as Alucard. Is that correct?
No, there's no difference with those up there.
Oh, okay. I thought you got different items depending on whether you grabbed them or not.
No, it's all the stuff I was talking about in the intro actually, with just how fast you beat them and what things you end with.
Gotcha.
Okay, so you have a frame of the bat transformation where you don't have a hitbox at all. So I abused that by going over the screen transition on that frame, and then it just kind of let me skip the trigger for the Richter battle. So instead of getting the gold and silver ring, which in a speedrun setting would still take about 10 minutes or so, I just ended up skipping all of that. And so yeah, I'd say that skip does save around 10 minutes or so. So even missing it a lot like that, not a huge deal.
I think one of my favorite parts of this run is I love the soundtrack of this game, and you get to hear enough chunks of it, enough to enjoy it.
Did you get enough to actually enjoy the game? But it's gone as soon as you enjoy it?
It's I get enough nostalgia to really enjoy it, but just not have to look it up on YouTube after.
Yeah, so there's a lot of subtle physics things going on with the bat too, or just bad jumping, that too. I mean, you'll see me doing this a lot, and I already have done it a lot. I'm using the mist transformation to stop my momentum and reset it, so I can change direction faster. Another thing is if you run on ceilings with the bat and then hold up with the right timing, coming out of a wing smash, you actually just shoot vertically much faster. And so you do a lot of stuff like that just to save frames here and there. There's a lot going on with the movement in this game, and it's actually way more interesting to me as a speedrunner than even the glitches. The glitches are always fun, for people who haven't seen a speedrun before, but for people who really know the game already, all the little physics stuff is fun.
There end up being these deep intricacies in games like this when you start getting to the deep speedruns. It's super intriguing, but you have to already be at the point to be able to appreciate it, versus still learning the glitches, still learning the skips.
Now you're pinching frames at this stage, and I don't even know, do you know at each stage in the game how far you really should be for it to be a good run? Do you want to know? Does it harm you to actually be aware?
Yeah, well, I mean, I have a pretty good idea. I know I'm going to finish in slightly under 19 minutes right now, I think. But yeah, most of the time if I'm going for a record run or something, then Right now, I would not be looking at the timer. Like, after I usually get to the library where that book skip is, like, at that point, I don't even care what the time is. I just know whether I've messed up too much to have to reset.
Okay. Because like mentally you've already known if you could have done something faster.
Right.
It's not like the time
Yeah.
actually stops that.
There are some people that do watch their clock, and I've seen people lose runs. There's a big racing community too, and I've seen people like they'll see someone else finish, choke because they realize they didn't get first, and then end up losing a race by even more places.
No. Because it broke their spirit.
Yeah, they're just like, "Oh, that guy finished. Uh-oh, am I in trouble? Yes, because I just messed up.
When is it time?
As soon as Dracula dies, it'll probably be in like 20 or so
So
seconds.
the second you finally hit him, and that's it?
Like, yeah, the screen will flash.
Yeah.
It'll be obvious. Yeah, so the way I got into this section was actually pretty similar to how I did the death skip. It's just instead of a level up, I used the heart refresh to do the glitching part. So I just, abused the horizontal screen scroll and then transformed into a bat as I was above the ceiling, a screen over. Done.
Go back whence you came. Trouble the soul of my mother no more.
And Dracula's not really that scary.
How,
I think I could take him.
how is it that I've been so defeated?
I've seen people die to him even with like this
Doomed
stuff.
ever since you lost
He
your
does still do like, I think 75 damage right now, so he would still 2-hit me, and if I get hit once, you're probably comboed into a second one.
If he gains the world and loses his own soul.
I love the dialogue in this game.
1626, I
So our ultimate goal for this game is to actually reach 1626, but no one's done
Tell
it
me,
yet.
Wow.
what were Lisa's last words? She said, "Do
It's
not
one of
hate
those
humans.
technically
If you
possible
cannot
times.
live with them,
Like I
then
think
at
Super
least
Mario
do them no
Brothers, the
harm.
original,
For
they're trying to
there's
shave off.
already
People have been
a
trying to
hard
shave off
life.
1 or 2 seconds,
also said
and it
to
ends up
tell you.
taking
Yeah,
thousands and thousands of
the
times.
like number 1 and 2 time in Super Mario Brothers right now is like 1 frame apart.
It's almost heartbreaking though to spend that much time just shaving off one more second. Because a game like Mario has probably been done just so much. Because not only
Yeah.
is it beloved, but it's old enough where you're getting like a massive amount of community fighting over it and trying to like find
Definitely.
these tiny little glitches and issues with it.
It's so optimized that I feel like a lot of people drop out before they can get to like the top tier spots because you have to really grind it out, and it's phenomenal, and also just like it's such an interesting story to see someone go through those stages.
It would just be heartbreaking. It's like, I can't find anything else. You've already done it all. There's nothing else to find. I don't know what I'm doing here.
But even the people who like have that record right now and are competing for it, even they're like, well, I mean, I know I can still save 2 frames, and so they still do attempts. Like, they know what they can do, even if anyone else does.
Bless their heart.
There have been people who have done, I think, Final Fantasy VII, do a full run of that, which is still, a good 9 or so hours. Like, it's a long run.
Yeah.
And then they'll finish the run and then immediately boot up another game they run, Final Fantasy VIII, and then finish that run. And it's just like,
You're just coming up with things.
It takes some dedication, certainly. But
Well, that was an awesome run. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Romscout. Well, that's awesome. I hope if you guys like speed runs, you can see more speed runs because Summer Games Done Quick is happening. It is going to be happening July 26th through August 1st. They will be playing all the time, 24 hours a day until it's done, all sorts of amazing games, and all the benefits are going to Doctors Without Borders. So it's it's just an amazing event. It's lots of fun, but it's all going towards charity, so it's just really worth checking out. So if you haven't yet, I suggest you do that.